Turn back time to the 15th century, to the bustling markets of the Aztec Empire. A man hands you 100 cacao beans. In return, you give him a wild turkey. No metal coins, no paper bills, only small, brown, dried seeds, counted one by one like gold. It may sound unbelievable, but in the economies of the Maya and Aztec civilizations, cacao was not merely food. It was currency. It held exchange value, could be stored, and more importantly, was intertwined with mythology. In the Mesoamerican worldview, the feathered god Quetzalcoatl was said to have brought the cacao tree down from the heavens for humanity. That origin transformed cacao into biological gold, sacred yet practical. A cacao drink was not dessert. It was ritual. It was served to warriors before battle, to priests during ceremonies, to elites at power-laden banquets. Then white sails appeared on the horizon, and a sacred currency began its journey toward becoming a global industrial commodity. To understand why cacao could function as money, we must examine the economic structure of the Maya and Aztec worlds. Cacao possessed a rare characteristic: it was difficult to cultivate, requiring humid tropical climates and fertile soil. It did not grow everywhere. This created relative scarcity, a necessary condition for currency. Moreover, cacao beans were uniform in size, easy to count, portable, and storable when properly dried. They fulfilled many criteria of a medium of exchange long before precious metals became widespread. Spanish records from the conquest of Tenochtitlan, the Aztec capital, reveal that cacao was collected as tribute from subordinate regions. It flowed toward the center like blood to the heart. From there, it was redistributed to nobles and soldiers. This system was not merely commercial, it was political. Cacao did not simply represent material value. It symbolized power. Whoever controlled cacao supply controlled part of the social structure itself. When Europeans entered this system, they did not merely participate in it, they restructured it. When cacao arrived in Spain in the 16th century, it did not instantly become a sensation. The traditional Aztec drink xocolotl was bitter, frothy, and slightly spicy from chili peppers. To European palates, it was a shock, and so the process of domestication began. Cane sugar from Caribbean plantations was added to soften the bitterness. Cinnamon and vanilla enhanced the aroma. Milk, common in European pastoral culture, transformed the dense beverage into something smoother. Within decades, cacao shifted from sacred ritual to aristocratic luxury in the courts of Spain and France. Behind that sweet cup of chocolate, however, lay a brutal colonial system. Rising demand for sugar and cacao drove plantation expansion and forced labor. Transatlantic trade did not simply transport goods, it transported power and inequality. Cacao, once a sacred indigenous symbol, became a cog in the forming machinery of the global economy. Then the 19th century arrived. The machine accelerated. The Industrial Revolution did not only reshape textiles and metallurgy, it reached the cacao bean. In 1828, Dutch chemist Coenraad van Houten invented a hydraulic press that separated cocoa butter from ground cacao mass. The remaining solids were finely milled into powder, what we now call cocoa. He also developed an alkalizing technique known as Dutch processing, using alkaline solutions to neutralize cacao's natural acidity. Why did this matter? Because industry demands uniformity. Natural cacao varies in flavor and acidity depending on origin and fermentation. But once alkalized, cocoa became more stable in color, taste, and solubility. It was easier to package, transport, and mass-produce. This was the turning point. Cacao ceased to be an elite ingredient. It became a mass product. Factories in England and Switzerland developed solid chocolate bars, blending sugar and powdered milk. Brands emerged. Packaging evolved. Markets expanded. But in the process of standardization, the bean's original structure changed. Polyphenol levels decreased. Flavor profiles were adjusted to suit broader tastes. Cacao, the currency of gods, was redefined as an industrial product, and industrial products must serve profit. In the 21st century, we witness an intriguing paradox. While industrial cocoa dominates supermarket shelves embedded in candies, cereals, and instant beverages, original cacao has re-emerged as a symbol of health-conscious living. Packaging now proudly displays words like raw and organic. Cacao is marketed as a superfood, rich in antioxidants, supportive of cardiovascular health, and mood-enhancing due to theobromine, a mild stimulant alkaloid structurally similar to caffeine. A new stratification appears. On one side, inexpensive cocoa optimized for scale and high margins. On the other, premium cacao, sold at higher prices to consumers concerned with wellness and origin transparency. This mirrors modern social structure. Consumption is no longer mere necessity. It is identity. You choose cacao or cocoa not only for taste, but for what that choice says about you. And within the globalized system, cacao beans still flow from tropical nations, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, toward processing facilities and major consumer markets. Economic power remains concentrated in branding and manufacturing stages. The old currency has vanished, but the flow of power remains.